He was crowned king at 13, a child thrust into a world of war, betrayal, and looming death. His enemies were as fierce as they come, but his greatest battle was against something far more personal, his own body. This is the tragic story of Baldwin IV, the Leper King of Jerusalem, a ruler who defied the odds but could not escape his fate. Baldwin IV of Jerusalem. The name alone stirs visions of crusaders, of relentless conflict in the Holy Land. But there's something different about this king. He wasn't just a warrior. He was a king with a terminal illness, leprosy, a disease that, in medieval times, was seen as nothing short of a death sentence. Yet, against all odds, Baldwin didn't just survive. He thrived, becoming one of the most revered military commanders of his time. Imagine this, a young boy, no older than 13, ascending to the throne of a kingdom teetering on the edge of collapse. Saladin, the fearsome Muslim leader, was relentlessly attacking the Christian states. Baldwin's kingdom needed a hero, but what they got was a child, one already suffering from the early stages of a brutal disease. Yet, Baldwin wasn't one to be underestimated. Let's step back for a moment. Baldwin's leprosy was discovered in the most unexpected way. His tutor, the famous historian William of Tyre, noticed that Baldwin didn't feel pain during rough play with other boys. He would hit his arm, and nothing. No pain, no reaction. What seemed at first like a small anomaly turned out to be something far darker: leprosy. And yet, Baldwin never let it define him. At 13, he was crowned king. 13. Think about that. Most of us at that age were worried about school or friends. Baldwin was taking control of a kingdom, with Saladin knocking at the gates. And though his body was weakening, his mind was as sharp as ever. Then came the moment that would define his legacy. The Battle of Montcassard in 1177. Saladin, confident in his superior numbers, marched toward Jerusalem. He expected an easy victory. But Baldwin, he had other plans. Wrapped in bandages, his body wasting away from the disease, Baldwin led his troops personally into battle. Imagine that scene. A king, barely able to hold the reins of his horse, yet leading his army to one of the most stunning victories in Crusader history. Saladin's forces, caught completely off guard, were crushed. It wasn't just a battle, it was a miracle. Baldwin had won, but for how long? Baldwin's struggles weren't just on the battlefield. His personal life, too, was marred by unimaginable suffering. Imagine what it must have been like to live with a disease that slowly consumed your body while everyone around you watched. His skin, disfigured by sores, his hands and feet gradually losing feeling, the whispers, the looks of pity, the endless reminders that time was running out. Every time Baldwin looked in the mirror, he saw not just a king but a dying man. And yet, even with his body betraying him, Baldwin's mind remained sharp. He knew that his kingdom, like his own life, was fragile. He had to act fast. His illness was progressing, and soon, he wouldn't be able to rule. But rather than leave his kingdom in the hands of those he didn't trust, Baldwin made a bold move. He crowned his nephew, Baldwin IV, as co-king. A child, just like Baldwin had once been. A child too young to fully understand the weight of the crown. Baldwin hoped this would secure the future of his kingdom. But deep down, he must have known the truth. His kingdom, like his body, was falling apart. Let's talk about Baldwin's resilience. Imagine being a king, your body covered in sores, your hands and feet numb, your face marked by disease. Yet Baldwin continued to rule, continued to fight. He wasn't just a king. He was a symbol of strength in the face of unimaginable suffering. Wrapped in bandages, he would ride into battle, flesh wasting away. He continued to lead his people. How many could have done the same? The emotional toll must have been unbearable. But Baldwin never let it show. He remained a pillar of strength, even as his body grew weaker with every passing day. But the tragedy of Baldwin's life doesn't end there. His personal courage, his brilliance on the battlefield, his ability to unite his people, it wasn't enough. Despite everything he had given, his kingdom was crumbling. And he knew it. He must have known that once he was gone, the vultures would circle. The political factions within his own court, the constant threat from Saladin, the weakness of his successor. It was all too much. Baldwin's greatest tragedy wasn't just that he died young. It was that he died knowing his kingdom wouldn't survive without him. In 1185, Baldwin IV's body finally gave in. At just 24 years old, the Leper King passed away, leaving behind a kingdom that was barely holding together. His death marked the beginning of the end for the Crusader Kingdom of Jerusalem. Without Baldwin's leadership, his kingdom quickly descended into chaos. The political factions he had so carefully managed fell apart. Guy of Lusignan, the man Baldwin had fought so hard to keep from the throne, now held power. And just 2 years later, in 1187, Saladin achieved what he had sought for so long. He retook Jerusalem. Baldwin's death wasn't just the end of a king. It was the end of an era. The Crusader states would never again be as strong as they were under Baldwin's leadership. His reign, marked by both triumph and tragedy, became the stuff of legend. But what is it about Baldwin IV that makes his story so compelling? Perhaps it's the image of a young boy, battling a disease that should have destroyed him, yet rising to become one of the greatest kings of his time. Perhaps it's the idea that even in the face of certain death, Baldwin refused to give up. Or maybe it's the tragedy that, for all his victories, he could not save his kingdom from its eventual fall. Imagine knowing that, no matter what you did, your kingdom would crumble after your death. Imagine fighting day after day, knowing that the disease inside you would eventually win. Baldwin IV lived with that knowledge every single day. And yet he fought, he ruled, he led his people with dignity, even as his own body fell apart. That's the real tragedy of Baldwin IV's life. It wasn't just that he died young. It was that he died knowing he couldn't save the people he loved. And now, here we are, telling the story of a king whose legacy lives on, centuries after his death. Baldwin IV's life was filled with sacrifice, brilliance, and, yes, tragedy. But more than anything, it was a testament to the power of the human spirit. To lead, to fight, to endure, despite knowing that your time is running out. So, what do you think? Could Baldwin IV have changed the course of history if he had lived longer? Could the Crusader states have survived? Let me know in the comments below. And if Baldwin's story moved you, or if you want to hear more incredible tales from history's darkest and brightest moments, hit that like button and subscribe, because history is full of stories like this. Stories you won't want to miss.